Aloha and good afternoon, everyone. It is 1:02 p.m. on Thursday, February 8, 2024, and I call the Committee on Public Safety meeting to order. In the Council chambers today, I would like to welcome Committee Vice Chair Tolba and Committee Member Dos Santos Tam. Committee Member Tupola is excused from today's meeting. Pursuant to Section 92-3.7 Hawaii Revised Statutes, this meeting will be conducted as a remote meeting by interactive conference technology with the following procedures in effect for the meeting. Members of the public will be allowed to provide oral testimony on all items on the agenda in the following order: in person in the council chamber and remotely. In person and remote oral testimony will be allowed when each agenda item is taken up. Before testifying, each person shall state their name for the record. Each speaker will be limited to a 1-minute presentation on each item. All persons who have registered to testify in person will be called upon first. When your name is called, please proceed to the podium. When the timer goes off, please conclude your remarks promptly. Persons who have not registered will be given an opportunity to testify following the registered testifiers. I will then proceed to remote testimony via video conference or phone. When your name is called, please monitor your screen and activate your audio feed when prompted. For those who are joining us by telephone only, I will identify you by the last 3 digits of your phone number. When your number is called, please listen for the prompt to unmute and press *6. Persons who have not registered to testify remotely will be given an opportunity to offer testimony. To indicate your desire to speak, please use the raise hand feature in Zoom or press *9 on your phone. Some friendly reminders and tips. Video conference from a quiet location if possible. If you are also watching the proceedings on Olelo, please mute your television at the time you are called to testify. When the timer on screen reaches 0, please conclude your remarks promptly. HRS Section 92-3.7 requires that all votes at remote meetings be conducted by roll call unless unanimous. Therefore, I will first call for objections, and if there are any, I will call for a roll call vote. Written testimonies, including the testifier's address, email address, and phone number, will be available to the public as described on the posted agenda. As a courtesy, please turn off all cell phones for the duration of this meeting. Mahalo. Moving to agenda item number 1, Resolution 23-306. This resolution confirms the appointment of Laurie Foster to serve on the Police Commission of the City and County of Honolulu for a term to expire on December 31st, 2028. Members, please note that Councilmember Tupola has filed a disclosure of interest statement, and it is available online as Council Communication 9, 2024. And we'd like to welcome the nominee, Ms. Laurie Foster. You could just stand and introduce yourself, and you can share any thoughts or that you'd like to share with the committee and the audience.
Hi, good afternoon. I just want to thank council members for meeting with me individually. It was really quite helpful in giving me some perspective on your issues and the issues of your constituents. What I thought was interesting was that the major things that you wanted to say were pretty consistent among you all. And one of them, you guys should know, was how appreciative and empathetic you are with the police department and with the job that they have to do. And there were 3 issues that kind of bubbled up to the top, which is no news to anybody, all in a supportive way. It was public safety, recruiting, and I know you're going to report on recruiting today, which is kind of cool, and communication and information management. So I'm really looking forward to seeing all of the progress on the initiatives and in the strategic plan, because they address those issues. So again, thank you. That's all I really have to say. I just want to reiterate that if you really want me to be at the commission, you think I'm the right person, and I'm very committed to doing this.
Thank you, Ms. Foster. Members, did we have any questions for Ms. Foster? No? Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll now proceed with in-person testimony. Clerks, do we have any in-person testifiers?
Chair, there are none.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the council chamber who would like to testify in person?
Chair, there are none.
Thank you. We'll now proceed with remote testimony. Clerks, do we have any registered or non-registered remote testifiers?
Chair, there are none.
Thank you. Members, we are Currently, we are now in discussion. Discussion? I would just like to add that it was a pleasure meeting you as well, Laurie. And thank you for taking the time to meet with. I know you were very willing to meet with us at our different schedules. So thank you. And I know you have a very long and respectable resume. So I'm always grateful for those who come out and volunteer their time. And I think the commission will be really benefited by having you on there and the department as well. So thank you. That being said, the chair then recommends that Resolution 23-306 be reported out for adoption. Any discussion, objections, or reservations? Hearing none, so ordered. Moving to agenda item number 2, Resolution 24-15. This resolution accepts a gift to the city valued at $17,800 from the Honolulu Firefighters Foundation for various Honolulu Fire Department events. I have on the agenda Battalion Chief Jean-Claude Biche, but I'm not sure, is he here with us? No? Okay. If not, we will now proceed with in-person testimony. Clerks, do we have any in-person testifiers, registered or non-registered?
Chair, there are none.
Thank you. We will now proceed with remote testimony. Clerks, do we have any registered or non-registered remote testifiers?
Chair, there are none.
Thank you. The chair then recommends that Resolution 24-15 be reported out for adoption. Oh, okay. I will take that back, yeah. Aloha, Battalion Chief Biche. Yeah, we are on Resolution 24-15. I'd like to welcome you to the chamber.
Hi, I'm Jean-Claude Biche from the Honolulu Fire Department. Is this regarding the Honolulu Firefighters Foundation?
Yes, the donation.
So we're looking to accept that gift at this time. Do you have any questions?
Could you just share with us what the gift of
Sure.
a value at $17,000 is
So half of
or will
it's
be used for?
half of it's going to go for 2 recruit graduations and their families. We run an annual blood drive at our headquarters. We have our SAFE program, which is our firefighters smoke alarms for everyone, where we go with the Red Cross and install smoke alarms in kupuna's homes. To date, we've done 110 of those.
Thank you. I appreciate you being here and explaining what the gift will be used for. And is this a gift that's given every year just about?
Yes,
It
yes.
is. Okay, great. Thank you. Members, any questions? Okay. And I think we had no testifiers, so that being said, the chair then recommends that Resolution 24-15 be reported out for adoption. Any discussion, objections, or reservations? Hearing none, so ordered. Thank you. Moving to agenda item number 3, Resolution 24-26. This resolution accepts a gift to the city valued at $66,000 from Olukai for approximately 900 pairs of Olukai footwear for use by lifeguard personnel in the Honolulu Emergency Services Department, Ocean Safety, and Lifeguard Services Division. And with us today, we have Assistant Chief Kurt Lager. Did I pronounce your name correctly? Or is it? You can correct me if I did it wrong.
Kurt Lager.
Lager, okay. If you could state your name for the record.
My name's Kurt Lager. I'm the Assistant Chief for Operations with Ocean Safety. And we stand in full support of this resolution, and we want to thank Olukai and you, Chair, and the Council committee members for all your support of Ocean Safety.
Thank you. Members, do we have any questions for Assistant Chief? Okay. I mentioned to you that I went and Googled it because I had no idea what the footwear looks like. Is this something that's also given every year? Is
It's been going on for some time now, I believe. Last 10 years, we get a pair of shoes and 2 pairs of slippers every year. It's a very generous gift, and their products are amazing, and all our guards love them. And yeah, we're happy to wear them.
Nice. Thank you. Okay. We'll now proceed with in-person testimony. Clerks, do we have any in-person testifiers?
Chair, there are none.
Thank you. We'll now proceed with remote testimony. Clerks, do we have any registered or non-registered remote testifiers?
Chair, there are none.
The chair then recommends that Resolution 24-26. Oh, I apologize. I'm getting, members, we are now in discussion. Any discussion? Thank you. Okay, seeing no further discussion or no questions, The chair then recommends that Resolution 24-26 be reported out for adoption. Any further discussion, objections, or reservations? Hearing none, so ordered. We'll now move to agenda item number 4. And we are receiving today, we're grateful to have an update on the Honolulu Police Department's Law Enforcement Explorers and Cadet programs. Joining us in the council chamber today, we have Acting Major Michael Kunishima and Captain Parker Bode to give, along with Sergeant Michael Suhako and Officer Cody Koanui, as well as Officer Chris Sianko. And please correct me if I pronounce your names incorrectly. But for your information, the presentation can be found online as Department Communication 94-2024. I would like to welcome Major Kunishima.
Yeah.
And Captain Parker, whoever, you can just introduce whoever is at the microphone.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Thank you, Committee on the Public Safety. I want to thank you for this opportunity to talk about the Honolulu Police Department's Law Enforcement Explorer Program and the Police Services Officer, the Cadet Program. So first, I'm going to introduce Officer Cody Koanui, who's going to talk about the Explorer Program.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, council members. My name is Officer Cody Koanui, and I'll be covering the Law Enforcement Explorer Program. I've been an advisor with the Law Enforcement Explorer Program for about a year now. Since COVID, we sort of restarted the program and have made some improvements, and I'm going to be talking to you about that today. The Law Enforcement Explorer Program is a division of the Boy Scouts of America. It's a part of their Learning for Life effort, which concentrates on certain careers and getting youth that are interested in it to understand the career path a little more thoroughly. The participants are between the ages of 14 to 20. At the age of 21, they age out of our program. And the Explorer program is not only for those that are interested in law enforcement, but also for those that want to learn skills that will mold them for success and being productive members of society. A lot of what we teach are life skills that will help them in any endeavor that they pursue in their futures. The three major focuses that we have for our program is based on career, character, and social development. And I'll go further into that throughout the slides. But first, I just wanted to present kind of the progression of what starts an Explorer and how how we get to the end state with them. So first off, we have a basic training that we conduct at the Police Academy. It's a 3-day event, and we really do try to stress the kids out in a way that builds them and allows them to grow and connect with each other. One of the things that's unique for them is no cell phones are allowed during the entire period, and they're required to communicate verbally and in other ways that we try to create. We also allow them to overcome a lot of different challenges through classroom sessions that we have on things like sexual harassment, some of the fundamental skills that we as police officers use, whether it be communication, how we use our radios, how to write, things like that. During this time, they also have group activities that they get to bond and really grow in the subject matter that we're trying to present to them. And then another important part is the physical training. We as police officers, when we become recruits, we have to pass a physical fitness exam. And so we actually run the HPD physical fitness exam for our explorers and give them a chance to see where they stand so they can know how much further they need to go or if they're already there, you know. One of the big parts of our program is recognition. So along with providing awards, we also have promotions. We have a rank structure, which is a progressive structure, just like HPD, where different levels of responsibility increase as our explorers are promoted. In this picture here is our most recent promotion. We had 12 of our explorers promoted to ranks within our program. And another important part of it is that we try to get the family involved to see and recognize that their child is progressing in a positive direction. So that's a big part of it as well. So with our focus on career development, we try to exercise the use of police division tours, partnerships in our community to expose our kids to the possibilities of other careers or other opportunities that might be out there. We also try to establish some of those important skills, like I said, that can help them in life, as well as exposing them to different kind of law enforcement scenarios that some of our really young recruits, we try to expose them to and give them a taste of what it's like to be a police officer in a controlled environment, safe, and with the ability to actually succeed in what it is that they're doing. So this is our SWAT team. This is one of the demonstrations that we have. We have an 8-hour day on Saturday where our SWAT team personnel come out and they kind of run the explorers through kind of a new officer training program where they'll do physical fitness, They'll learn some basic tactics, nothing too serious, and then they'll get to play with some of the toys that they use on the job. And then we also have some of our explorers who are interested in the forensic side of our of the department. So we give them a chance to see what our scientific investigative services does. And during this, they get a chance to recover fingerprints and trace evidence from different kind of media sources and stuff like that. And the specialists and technicians are really available for questions and answers and trying to foster that interest that the kids have in that program. And then we also, a lot of kids are into firearms. They see it in Call of Duty and all that kind of stuff. And what we try to do is we try to emphasize the importance of safety and being responsible by taking away that question mark that some of them might have about guns, and actually having trained professional instructors show them what that's about and showing them that it's a dangerous instrument, and if it's used wrong, it will definitely hurt someone. With character development, we're trying to build, it's like a twofold approach. With resiliency, we try to build mental toughness, self-confidence, personal initiative, discipline, accountability, and last but not least, leadership with mentorship as well. And so, as you can see in this picture here, we do classroom presentations with regards to leadership, communication skills, and things like that. Also, some self-awareness, how to build themselves up within and take personal responsibility for that, as well as putting them in leadership positions to be to control a group of explorers and really guide them through the task at hand. Yeah. And last but not least, we have drill and ceremony that we do regularly with them, teaching them to salute, stand at attention, display that discipline that our program is trying to promote. We participated at Camp Erdman. They have a ropes course up there for confidence and leadership, and so we had a chance to participate on some of their obstacles up there. And a lot of our members are afraid of heights, and this really does challenge them to overcome that. And they do it together as a team. No cell phones, no selfies or anything like that. And they really build from this and overcome a very great hurdle. And it's amazing to see them transform in just one day after performing this kind of stuff. Now, with regards to social development, really, it's like I was saying, taking them away from the cell phones, taking them away from the digital media, and trying to get them to communicate person to person. Because as police officers, we don't communicate with the public via text. We communicate in person. So we're trying to not only set the example for them, but also give them the opportunity to excel and use those skills that we're trying to teach them. Another part is we try to create events that will actually get them out there and having fun with each other, because I think that FUN is the most important thing to social development, and getting them into situations that they have fun, that they chose, that they can come together is a big part. So we have hikes. We have an event called a scavenger tour that we do. It's basically an outdoor scavenger hunt, and it's pretty difficult, but they come together because some guys might know more on one part of it versus the other, but they come together and they capitalize on the skills and the strengths that each of them have. And then, for the most part, our year ends in October, and we try to end it with our recognition banquet, where we promote those that are qualified, as well as awarding them for their accomplishments throughout the year in the form of ribbons and different kinds of skill badges that they are able to display on that uniform that they wear. And also, we have the families come out, and they're able to see that their kids are once again accomplishing and moving in a direction that is positive. And and obviously, one of our explorers there wanted to take a selfie. She's from California, and she wanted to make sure all her friends were in on it as well. And so it's a great experience for them, I feel. I just wanted to emphasize one of our most recent explorers who aged out. Her name is Ashley Ferrito. She's a 21-year-old student at West Oahu, and she chose to stay here when she had multiple offers to go to college in the mainland because she believed in what the program provided for her. And with what we have given her in the program so far, she is now basically in line to join the Pathways program with HPD, which is an internship, as well as when she is fully graduated from West Oahu, actually join the next eligible recruit class and become a Honolulu police officer. And so we're really looking forward to her progress. And one of our next stars is former explorer Ian Yamashita, who was an explorer for about 3 years with our program. He achieved the rank of lieutenant, which was basically second in charge, and he always displayed an interest in HPD, and with the PSO program coming out, having that access to us and being able to ask the questions about what to expect and how to prepare, it really made it easier for him to transition into the PSO program, and he's doing great right now, taking a lot of the skills that we had given him and helping with the other fellow PSO members and getting them a little more ahead of the game than maybe just myself and my partner trying to give instruction on a daily basis. But that's all I have for now. Are there any questions?
Members, any questions? Yes, Councilmember Toba.
Thank you, Chair. First off, thank you guys so much for doing this. I've shared many a times. I think this is the kind of programs we need to, help fund and like recognize in schools. So like one of the things I would like to see is that at graduation, maybe recognize the students in your program so that the not only the classmates, but like, we do this with the military.
Yeah.
Right? We recognize them going on to serve our country. And I think this is very important in making sure that we, build future generations of leaders and public servants. So
Beautiful.
appreciate what you guys do. How is this funded?
It's funded through donations and fundraising, sir.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Vice Chair Toba. Councilmember Dos Santos Tam?
No questions, but I do want to note in that fourth slide, there's that picture of, I guess, one of the classes, and I think it's remarkable how many young women there are participating, and I think that's really great.
Yeah,
so
our female
kudos.
attendance is about 80%. I'm not sure what attracts the younger women to join our program, but they have a lot of fun, and they're the drivers of this program. Their ideas are what fuels the schedule and what we do for them. So it's a great opportunity for them. Yeah.
Thank you, Councilmember Dos Santos Tam. I had the same thought when I saw that. I thought, is that normal? And then you said 80%, because I saw the Wahine in there. Yeah. And I agree with Vice Chair Toba. At graduations when we attend, they have the print-ups and you have like accomplishments and the things that they've accomplished, where they're going to go, the honor rolls. But that would be really neat to have those who are finishing the program. I think that's a really good idea to put that on there and have them recognized, because it is a huge accomplishment. And most times they weren't in it just for a year. They get in usually, I'm guessing, they can get in as early as 14. Do they normally come in at 14, or do you get some later?
So we sometimes get them. I've been noticing about sophomore year we kind of get them, but we're looking at recruiting efforts to kind of target them a little earlier, possibly in 8th grade coming into freshman year, before they get influenced the wrong way maybe or something. And we're trying everything that we can to try to build that interest and support them.
I was just going to ask you that. So yeah, your recruit efforts usually start, because I did think the 8th grade year would be a good, before they get to high school.
Yes, ma'am.
Then they can start a pathway that way. So most times your efforts through recruiting are done through just word of mouth, or how do you guys
career
get the word
fairs and any career fair and any kind of job fairs at all the schools. We do the public ones, like Dole has one for seniors and things like that, because a lot of kids that might be going into justice law type backgrounds, our program can kind of give them a more idea of what they learn applies in the field. So it kind of satisfies that part of them as well, because we have some college students that are with us that are in the justice field, and it really does answer a lot of questions when their instructor's giving them one side of it, but we're able to show them how it applies in the field with some of the scenarios and skills that we teach them. Yes, ma'am.
Do you guys have an idea of those who come into the program, do they usually finish? I mean, with anything, you get some that maybe won't complete it, but
from my efforts in trying to find out what their plans are, I communicate really intimately with each of the explorers to find out what their goals are and what their direction is. And about 30% of our current membership are looking to either join the PSO program, or once graduated, join the HPD recruiting. So, or be a recruit in HPD, I should say. Sorry.
That's really wonderful. And you mentioned that person from California. So I didn't realize that you guys actually go out of state as well.
Well, she attends, I believe it's Chaminade, but when she heard about our program, she thought it would be a great opportunity, and she's enjoyed it. And at one time, she was expecting to go back to LAPD, but she sounds like she's going to be coming to HPD to she just loves the island. So,
that's the goal, right? Yeah. Thank you. And last question. So the program, they can get in at 14, they have to age out at 20, but you year by year, you have promotions. Is that how it works? So they're doing things every
Yes. So based on the need and whatever vacancies we have, we try to promote within at least quarterly if need be. And that really takes a load off of us, because we're also putting that responsibility of leadership on them. But we're also, at the same time, we said you never lead alone. You always have someone to support you. I'm a retired veteran from the Hawaii Army National Guard for 21 years, and I have a lot of leadership experience that I try to show them that there's always a way. You just got to be creative as a leader, and try to build those fundamental understandings of what it is to be one.
Well, thank you for your service. And I think, Officer Koanoe, you're an example of how you do your service and you're trying to give back again. So thank you for all that you're doing. Members, any other questions for Officer Koanoe?
Oh, sorry, my captain wanted to include, I'm also a previous explorer from Roosevelt High School. And
nice.
It's interesting because one of our volunteer advisors is my former advisor. And so it's kind of like we went full circle. And our training's normally on Saturdays, just for your information. We have it between 9 and 12 a.m. At the police academy. Unless an event is somewhere else, then we'll relocate.
Thank you. Yes, Vice Chair Tova.
How do kids or, I know you do but what if mom and dad watching right now on Honolulu?
Yeah.
And wanted to get, is there a website that kids can apply?
Yeah, HonoluluPD.org, under community, I think it's community groups or community programs. There'll be a drop down that says Law Enforcement Explorers. Yeah, and all the information is there for them to apply.
Thank you. I had another quick question that came to my mind. So those that you mentioned, you had some really great examples of those who have come out and have been able to be success stories. Do you have any idea of what percentage of those, the cadets or the explorers that go in that end up in the department or pursuing something in law enforcement?
Not yet, not yet. In the past, prior to my joining the program, we did have about 16 officers that we are aware of that were explorers and came over into HPD from the local explorer post. Some of the mainland units also, it's nationwide. Some of them have come in, but we're not tracking them as far as their participation in the program in HPD.
And how old is the program here?
This program's been around for about, I believe, 25 years. Yeah, at least. Yeah, like I said, I'm 41 now, and I was in it in high school, so it's been around for quite a while.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Officer Koanui.
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, and Council Member Dos Santos Tam. My name is Parker Bodie. Excuse me. Sorry. My name is Parker Bodie. I'm a captain assigned to the Human Resources Division. The Human Resources Division is responsible for the recruitment and hiring of personnel. And so I'll give a brief overview of what the Police Services Officer, or I'll refer to it as the PSO program, or what was formerly known as the Cadet Program, is, the minimum requirements, the application process, and any questions that you might have. So the PSO program is interim and transitional employment for those who are interested in law enforcement, but who don't yet meet the minimum requirements to apply. Nevertheless, and specifically we're talking about the age requirement, but nevertheless, we are welcome anyone. The program or the position is what's known as a limited term appointment, meaning that the PSO will be expected to become a recruit upon meeting the eligibility requirements. The minimum requirements include 18 years of age, high school diploma or equivalent, U.S. citizen, national, legal, permanent resident, and there are other health requirements that you can find at our website at joinhonolulupd.org. The application process is the same as the recruit application process. So you have an exam, physical readiness assessment. You'll have to submit what's referred to as a personal history statement, basically questions about your background, driving history, criminal history, drug history. That'll then be assigned to a background detective who will conduct a background investigation. There'll be a clarification interview, then a psychological exam, psychological interview, polygraph exam, and then a medical exam. So it's a very thorough process. So we encourage those who want valuable experience to apply. We expose them to the job. We ignite greater interest in the job. And as the community affairs will explain, we also take them through learning opportunities. So we prepare them for the rigors of the police academy and the policing profession so that when they do enter into the recruit class, they have the tools and skills to be successful. The pay is also great. PSOs make over $67,000, and this includes the standard of conduct differential. They already start contributing to retirement. the years of service that they spend as a cadet is calculated in their years of service for retirement. Also medical, dental insurance. Is there any questions regarding the hiring process or the recruiting process?
So, sorry. Thank you,
Go ahead,
Chair.
Vice Chair
So a
Toma.
55-year-old ex-council member can become a,
Yeah, there's no upper maximum age limit.
no, just, awesome. Good, that's like, because I want to make sure that everybody watching, that, as a 55-year-old man, I still feel like I can run around a lot of people, so.
So in fact, we have a PSO who is 41. And so in this case, they would just go through one rotation, a 6-month rotation in the cadet or PSO program before entering into the next available recruit class. But like I said, specifically for age requirements, but we welcome everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Vice Chair Toba. Councilmember Dos Santos Tam.
Could you talk about how many folks apply for this every year? And then of those, how many make it through the very basic kind of gatekeeping steps like the minimum qualifications and the personal history and the physical exam?
So we just started the program. Actually, we restarted a program. We had the program back in the 80s. It was discontinued, and now we've brought it back. There was about a little over 15 applicants initially, and 4 started. And so there's a variety of reasons why all 15 didn't make it. What we find, and which is one of the purposes of this program, is that those who are young after high school, in their 20s, had made poor decisions, moral, ethical decisions. And so that was the reason why they weren't selected. So in this case, we take them so that we can positively mold them and develop them and put them on the right track.
Thank you, Councilmember Dos Santos Tam. I had a question. Is there an overlap between the Explorers and then going into the PSO? Is there like a connector between that program and becoming a PSO?
Yes, so we can coordinate it in a way where if they're going to age out, that while they're in the LEAP program, but before they're about to age out, they could simultaneously go through the hiring process, all those steps to be a PSO.
And do you have examples of that actually where the department did that?
Not yet, only because we just started the program.
Okay.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay.
And maybe we'll have you finish the presentation because maybe you'll answer some of the questions that are coming to our minds.
Sure.
Then we
Thank
can
you.
ask at the end. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, City Council members. My name is Officer Sianco with HPD. I'm assigned to the Community Affairs Division. I'm going to talk about the update to our cadet program and its current state at this time. So basically, a lot of people want to know what is a cadet. And a cadet represents, like the captain said, a transitory and interim employment. I like to look at it as teenagers or people graduating from high school that know they're going to become a police officer, that don't plan on going to college. It gives them something to join and apply right then and there versus run the rest of us losing them to the military, to the mainland, to seek other places of employment. So this is a good place for them to come in. Now, the duties of cadet. People are saying, okay, now they're making a salary. What are they doing to earn their pay? The cadets receive experience through a variety of hands-on approach. They work side by side with officers in different districts and divisions, and they are assigned certain tasks. And it depends on the officer that they're working under or their command what tasks they will take on. So police functions, preparation for their career in law enforcement are some of the factors and the motivations for them being in a certain district. Now, the cadet program, as it stands right now, is Monday through Friday. Monday through Thursday, they are assigned to divisions. And I'll talk a little bit later about what divisions they're assigned to at this moment. While they're in those divisions, they're learning what those officers do in those areas. They work side by side with them. They get assigned certain assignments. and then they'll rotate to different divisions every 3 months. This could change depending on how many cadets we get in the future. After the initial 6-month cadet program, the cadet will enter into the next available recruit class. Now, if they came in when they're 18 and they're not yet 21 years old or 20 and a half, they'll continue to do another 6-month cycle. And the thought process behind that is by the time they do enter the recruit class, they'll be head and shoulders above everyone else. They'll be like the shining example, and they'll be able to help their fellow recruit members. So Monday through Thursday, they're, like I said earlier, they're with the different divisions. These are some examples of the divisions that they'll be attending. So our Community Affairs Division, which is our division, also the District Community Policing teams, Information Technology, Major Events, Traffic, and also Training. Currently, we have 2 cadets assigned to District 6 CPT. The Community Policing team deals with all community areas, working with the homeless, working with community complaints, working with business owners. So they get exposure to that side of the policing that that you don't think that a police officer would take care of. And that's essential in today's age where community policing is very, people think that we're just all, guns and, weapons, but actually by our deeds and by our words, working with the community is another step of policing. On Fridays, the cadets will come to the police academy and they'll train with me and Officer Koinui and other incumbents that come and help us. Our goal with this program on Fridays is to expose them to all the basic policing skills, terminologies, like report writing, meeting the public, investigation skills, physical training. As you can see the photo there, the 4 cadets going through physical training. The idea behind this is by the time they enter the recruit class, they will have no problems passing any kind of physical tests or any kind of, it'll clear the way for those issues that some of the new recruits have. So these are 2 of the cadets. These are the 2 cadets that are assigned to Community Affairs Division, and within Community Affairs, they are currently assigned to Juvenile Services Section. So the 2 cadets you see there, the first one, Bronson Matsuura, he's 41. And when I asked him why he decided to become a cadet and not go straight into the police academy, he said he wasn't sure if policing was for him. And he thought that this program fit perfectly. So by the time he's done with his 6 months, he'll know that he wants to be a police officer. There's a lot of times where recruits come online, they enter the police academy, and they find out they don't like it. So I think this is a good bridge for those people. So he plans, as soon as in July 2024, to enter the recruit class. That's his latest assessment. The next cadet you see there, Jaden Isaacs Kamakele, age 20. He wants to go on and become a police officer. He's also assigned to Juvenile Services Section. He won't be eligible, or he will be eligible in July 2024 because he'll be 20 and a half. So hopefully these 2, you'll see them in the police academy coming up. Now what they're learning in Juvenile Services Section is how to look for runaways, how to open cases, close cases, how to do investigations with juveniles in mind. The other 2 cadets we have, Ian Yamashita and Braden Keopuhiva, they're currently assigned to D6 CPT. Like I explained earlier, that's all community aspects of policing, and then D6 is Waikiki. So Ian Yamashita, the cadet on the left, is a graduate or an aged out explorer. So he spent 3 years as an explorer. Like Cody said, Officer Koinui said, he rose up to lieutenant, and to this day, he still shows up to our Saturday sessions because he loves the program so much, even though he's already a cadet. And he plans to enter the academy as soon as he can. So he's the 3rd one who should be in this next academy as of July. Braden Keopuhiva just graduated, he's 19, and he won't be eligible to July 2025, but he also is looking forward to becoming a police officer. So that's the current update of our cadets. We have 4 currently, and I'm sure with the success of this program, we'll see a lot more coming online. And I'll open it up for questions if you have any.
Thank you, Officer Sianco. Members, did we have any questions? No?
Thank you.
I have a quick question. You guys mentioned the program is still new. Could you, maybe I missed it, could you remind me, when did this cadet program start?
Yes, it came online January 16th. So
Just
we're in
this
our
year.
3rd week.
3rd week.
Yes.
This is the first time ever. this year?
Well, yes, this year, yes.
And what
Since
do you-
the 80s. The 80s was the last time the program was functioning.
And so this class will take a year, or how long does this class take?
6 months.
6
So they
months.
just have to do an initial 6-month rotation. As long as they're age eligible, they can enter the next recruit class.
And did I hear correctly? So in this program, what, for the 6 months, is that the 67,000, or that's after they get into the recruit class?
So they'll make the equivalent for the 6 months.
Oh,
So it's 67 for the whole year if they did the whole year.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. And in previous cadet classes, how many have gone on to then
I'd
go
have
into
to
the-
leave there for Captain Bodie. I wasn't around back then.
Okay, okay. Because I think, the goal for the council is to really, we're trying really hard from when we first started last year as the newly elected council members, what can we do to really help the department? We've been backing you guys and we really want to support. We know that our constituents will come to us and say, we need help everywhere. And
Yeah.
so our goal is to really see what we can do to help the department. So anytime we can highlight the things that you guys are doing, we're happy to do so. And any, other things that you can tell us, this is a really good positive for us to get to the communities. And like Vice Chair Tolba said, get the information out so parents can know, so that the young kids can know,
Yes.
male or female. We saw how you said 80% of them are females. I thought it was really interesting to see that you had forensics in there, which I think many people don't realize that's a huge part of law enforcement. But we really are trying to do all that we can on our end to support you guys so that we can get you more staff, so that we can go back to our communities and say, this is how we're supporting the department, and this is how the department is supporting our communities. So
That's great to hear.
yeah, so I think anything else that you can share with us for the record, so we can play it back for our constituents and we can show the public that HPD is doing these things, please, that's why we have these forums. If there's anything else that you guys would like to share, if not, then we can go on to testimonies.
Well, that's the current update up to now. Look forward to the next update, and I'll have more information at that point.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, seeing no further questions, we'll now proceed with testimonies. Let's see, we'll now proceed with remote testimony first. Clerks, do we have any remote testifiers?
Chair, there are none.
Okay. And if not, then we'll now proceed with in-person testimony. Clerks, do we have any registered or non-registered in-person testifiers?
Chair, there are none.
Okay, thank you. Members, we are now in discussion. No further discussion? Great, okay. Seeing no further discussion, I'd like to, again, thank you, officers, for being here. We appreciate all that you guys are doing. We look forward to, we'll probably have you guys come back again and do all that we can to support you guys. But please keep in contact with us, because anything that we can do to get you guys more recruits and get more men and women in the department, that's what we're hoping to do. That being said, this brings us to the end of our agenda today. Mahalo everyone for being here and for your participation. There being no further business, this meeting is now adjourned.